Hey, how are you? How's everybody? Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Shantae. Hey, Omar, my sweet boy. How's everybody tonight? Everybody doing all right? I was a little tired. I was a little tired. I'll be honest, but I'm yet holding. Hey, Cassie. Hey, JB. Elder Tanya, stop texting me. Elder Tanya said that's the extra long straw. Yes, I do buy the extra flexible straws from the Dollar Tree. That's the only place I can find them. And I buy them like hundreds at a time because I use them every day. Hey, Delzora. Hey, Lisa. We missed you Sunday. It's Tuesday. Guess what, y'all? Do y'all believe that we are almost headed into June? Like, I know we got the rest of this week and next week, but it's kind of unbelievable that we are halfway through the year. Well, coming up on, but still, time is just fine. Hey, Teresa. Is everybody's week going well so far? I hope so. As everybody is joining, hey Denise, will you please? I'm drinking that cold smoothie. It's gonna make me cough. Um, please share and tag somebody. We did two people. Oops, wait a minute, y'all. We did two people last week. Let's stay with two. Everybody tag two people this week. Please. Come on. You can do it. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You got it. You can do it. Hey, Marcel, share and tag somebody. In just a couple of moments, we'll do our icebreaker. Lynette Garth. I'm not remembering that name. Is it your first time, Lynette? If it is anybody's first time, please put your name and two hearts beside it so that we can welcome you. Hey, Latoya. Hey, Aisha. I hadn't seen your name pop up in a few weeks. I'm so happy to see you. Hey, Krisha. Krisha. I still ain't figured out which one is right. Can you put the phonetic spelling in there? Then all of us will know. Myself shared, Krisha shared. Yes, let's do it. Let's evangelize. Hey, Takesha. Lynette. It's Lynette's first time, y'all. Lynettee. Can y'all please welcome Lynette to her first virtual Bible study? She has no idea what she's in for. Please welcome her. Oh, like Trisha. So Krisha, not Krisha. Not Krisha. Krisha. Like Trisha. I got it. Thank you. Hey, Juliet. Hello, Lamika. Melinda Barnes. It's Melinda's first time too. Woo! Lynette and Melinda. Can y'all welcome Lynette and Melinda? Yes, Takesha with the share. See how I was going slow until we got those two? Ethan Whitaker. Ethan, is it your first time? Let us know. Put your name in two hearts if it's your first time. I think I might have seen your name before, Ethan. I'm not sure. Yes, Lynette and Melinda. Welcome. into this place. It's a wild and crazy place. Hey, Blanche. Everybody, please share. Everybody, please tag somebody. Hey, LaDonna. Oh my goodness. We are excited. Hey, Mama. All right. Icebreaker. Ethan. It's Ethan's first time. He came Sunday. Yes. Ethan. What's up? Welcome. Can y'all say welcome to Ethan? 3 first-time visitors. Y'all better do it. IMCs. Speaking of that, let me talk about IMCs for a minute. We've already got one person qualified for the double bonus. Now, every quarter, remember, if you get the bonus, the first quarter for having 4 or more first-time visitors, and then you get it a consecutive quarter, you get double bonus. We already got one person qualified for that double bonus, and you have 2 more Sundays, January, February, March, April, May, June. No, you have all the way through June to get your first-time visitors. Some of y'all got 1, some of y'all got 2. Like, go ahead and get it so you can get those. Yes, welcome, Ethan. So you can get your incentive for our I Am a Seed program. It's our evangelist. Yup, double bonus. Yes. So if you got that $25 the first time, I'm gonna double that second quarter if you get 4 more first-time visitors. Tell Prince I think that he is cool too. He's the coolest dude I know. All right, icebreaker. Y'all, I got excited. 3 first-time visitors coming in early. Yes. All right. So everybody can stay up to speed. What is your favorite show that you're watching right now, though? Not an old show that you're watching right now. Well, it could be old, but if you're binge watching it, what's your favorite show or show that you're binge watching right now? So we have to watch. What you got going on? I binge Bridgerton over the weekend. Yep. But I am binge watching 911 right now. Me too, Lynette. What season you on? I'm on 4. But I had to watch the finale of hey Dania, I had to watch The Chi. Cassie, I'm trying to bootleg on somebody's Showtime to watch The Chi. But I can't find nobody that got a login. Beachfront Bargain Hunt, Chicago PD. I'm gonna get on that too, Mamie. BMF. I never seen that, Krisha. Chicago 5. I heard that was good, Dania. That's on my list. Yeah, I'm on season 4. The Voice, Del Zora. I never seen The Voice. Melinda, The Neighborhood. The last one I saw, I don't know if I missed the new one, Melinda, when she had that baby with Toni Braxton. Cassie said she gonna hook me up with a login. Oh yeah. Hey, look, I ain't no shame in my game, baby. I got my niece's BET. I got my brother's BET. I got my baby son's Disney and Max. Listen, I believe in sharing the wealth. Hey, Miss Mary. Let's see. The Black Hamptons. Myself, did the new ones come out? I don't think the new ones came out. Because I like the Black Hamptons. I never saw Power either. I haven't seen BMF or Power. Linda's watching FBI. Yolanda, Godfather of Harlem. I think I've seen all 3 of the seasons. I don't think a new one came out. If it did, let me know. I watch a lot of TV. I don't have a lot of social life. I watch a lot of TV, as y'all can tell. Now I'm one of the sisters. LaDonna, you right there with Mama. She love them sisters. Yeah, Stephanie said, did everybody share? Thank you, Stephanie. She said, did everybody share? Did everybody share? Thank you, Stephanie. Can y'all tell me? Hey, Miss Frida. Monica said she was on SWAT. I heard SWAT was good too. Cassie, New Amsterdam, The Resident. The Resident, I finished that right before 911. New Amsterdam is great. Good Doctor. I fell off on that. I gotta finish it because I know it's ending the whole series. See, Ethan, you gotta go. Ethan said, I gotta go. We're glad you dropped by for just a moment. Yeah, we is. Hey, Sabrina. Oh, Black Hampton's coming back in June myself. I also like Kingdom Business. I don't think that came back. New season for Godfather in Harlem comes in November. Juliet, you love sisters too? My mama loves sisters. Miss Mary said Family Feud. Now my mom and daddy will watch Family Feud 20 episodes a day if they can find it. God knows. When I tell you, All American, I fell off on All American, Toya, but then I went to Homecoming. I like Homecoming a little bit more than All American. Lamika, Grey's Anatomy, I want to start that because I watched it in the beginning, but then the later seasons I didn't watch it. Only me. What you mean, Christian? That ain't never seen BMF for Power. Yeah, the Lord told me to. So I didn't. Yeah, The Wire. I heard The Wire was amazing. What is The Wire? What can you binge The Wire on? I wonder if I got that out. My homegirl Chanel said she was gonna hook me up with a Fire Stick so I could watch The Chi. Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, that's like, how many seasons of Grey's Anatomy? Is it like 30? All right. Let me do some announcements. Y'all keep the good show suggestions coming because we all need some good stuff to watch. Outer Banks. I heard that Outer Banks was good, Cheese, but I never seen it. What you say about the Max app? Oh, Max, The Wire is on Max. I got somebody's Max. I gotta check that out tonight. Text me later when we can remind me to look it up. Station 19. I heard that was good. Only Murders in My Building. I couldn't make that one pop, Minister Ebony. I heard Jenny and Georgia was good too. Bridgerton, yeah, they only came out with 4 episodes, but they were good. Denise said she mostly watches wrestling. Y'all know how I feel about y'all in this wrestling since I moved to Rocky Mount. Y'all are the most wrestling watching people that I have ever seen. And going to the wrestling, I gotta go to the wrestling. I used to watch when I was younger. Hey, Fanny. Jessica, you got a young child. That's why you can't watch TV like that. But I ain't got a whole lot. Yellowstone was good. And then the follow-up one was good. But the 1923, that one I'm struggling with. All right. Everybody has not shared. I see. So go ahead and share. Yeah, I saw the second season of Kingdom Business. I'm waiting on season 3. Everybody share. Let me know when you share. Miss Ebony, you said Will Trent. I've heard that that's good. I heard also, I haven't watched this though. Bishop has been watching Tracker. He said that was good, but I hadn't watched it. All right. Announcements. Marriage in Huntsville. I heard of that, but I hadn't seen it yet. Don't forget snacks for the kids. Thank you. I think Leslie brought some in. Leslie and Melissa, I think. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing those in. Listen, the sign up for Greater Joy Summer Camp has begun. So if you're interested in signing your kids up, there are going to be limited spots, but the bishop is launching that this summer. So please look for the flyer on our members page. You can call the church or you can call Bishop himself or Elder Roberts to get information about summer camp. That was the icebreaker, Stephanie. What's your show you're watching now? Your favorite show that you're watching now or that you're binge watching? I just watched the season finale of The Equalizer. If anybody watches that, let me know. But I ain't gonna say it because you might not have watched the season finale on Sunday. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes. Again, I have a lot of time on my hands. So I watch TV a lot by myself. Thank you, Toy. You got some snacks? Yeah, yeah. Trackers like Lost. Young Sheldon. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. I think that just ended, right? Uh, all right. And snacks for the kids. Monday is food bank. Next Monday, Teresa said she just started Equalizer, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Hey, Frankie. Jessica, girl, enjoy your baby. You don't want to be, listen, everything. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Enjoy your baby. Ugly Betty, I re binge that. Let me focus. I re binge that. Monday coming up will be food bank again. Next week we will not have virtual Bible study. I'm gonna take next Tuesday off. So please just enjoy your family on that day and do something. You know, Monday is a holiday, but we'll take next Tuesday off and then we'll jump back in the following Tuesday. And oh, no food bank Monday because it's Memorial Day. Elder Tanya, can you just post? Stop texting me because it covers up my screen. I love that lady. I love her so much. Yes, Melinda, it's her first time and she shared. So what you waiting on? It's Melinda's first time and she shared. So, but you didn't. Okay. Yep, the good Dr. Wanda. We talked about that. And she texted me back, LOL. Stop texting me. Elder Tanya. Woo! Sunday, we're going to wear green for mental health awareness, and we're going to stay after the plan for Father's Day. Okay, here's what I need. I forgot again on Sunday that I asked people to stay behind to help with children's church and our children's classes. If you have interest in helping with at least one Sunday of children's church or one Sunday in leading the small group with the children, tell me now so I can see you and I can contact you. Denise, will you capture anybody for me that responds in case I miss it? But please, I need volunteers. If you just do one Sunday for children's church or one Sunday for teaching a class, that would just be such a blessing to the ministry. Remember, it's everybody working. Everybody working. Did y'all see Monica posted her first Sunday greeting on Sunday? It was amazing. So if you are interested and you can give one Sunday, lessons are provided, all of that, but we need some help with our use so that we don't wear out the people that we have. I'm very excited about this coming June class. Donovan, don't volunteer nobody else. I said, Juliet said she can do. Get that, please. Denise, I got one. I'll take it, Juliet. Please get that so that I can reach out to her. Yes, Juliet. That makes my heart happy. Everybody working. I'm very excited about this Joy U. Dania said she can do one. Yeah, when I tell y'all, y'all are what keep me going. That is the truth. You just don't even know. You don't even know. Thank you to the people trying to help me make it work. Y'all got me. Got me choked up. June 1st is the next class in our Joy U. Remember, you get a college credit if you complete the class. However, this one we're going to be talking about credit. We're going to be talking about loan fundamentals. We're going to have a actual loan officer from the State Employees Credit Union to come and answer some of our questions, to talk to us about what it takes for us to be prepared for credit, what are some of the things we should think about when taking loans. This is a class for everybody, and it's a free college course credit. It is going to be amazing. So that's the first Saturday in June. I need you to register in advance or show up on that Saturday in order to get your credit. And you have to do the assignments also. But here's the thing. if you register in advance, then you have an opportunity to get into the system and have everything that you need. So please, Dania said she registered last night. Yes, it's gonna be so good. Yes, we will still have homework, Krisha. Yes, Krisha, like Trisha. I'm gonna get it. Krisha, I gotta break the habit. So this is gonna be an amazing class. I'm so excited. That we are going to be partnering with Nash on this one. June 8th is our Women's Vision Party. And I really I think I want to call it our strategic vision party, because we're going to talk about what our vision is. We're going to make our vision boards. Yes, Donovan, you can absolutely join the class. We're going to make our vision boards, but we are also going to come up with a strategy. Classes from 9 to 1 on the first Saturday in June. 9 to 1 is that class. And at that vision party, we're going to cash the vision for our lives. We're going to put some strategic plans into place for how we can get that vision. And then we are going to talk about the biblical foundation and making sure that we are biblically sound and aligning for God's will as we write the vision. So it's going to be a vision party as we know it, but it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to dig into it rather than just casting a vision for what we would like to do. Has everybody shared? I think y'all playing with me tonight because y'all got me thrown off with these TV shows. Y'all think I ain't paying attention. I'm drinking this food. June 9th is our awards presentation and our graduation celebration. So we need all of the kids' awards. I want to see every single one of the kids' awards. On that Sunday, we're going to call every one of them out. We're going to recognize the children, let them come up front and be seen for everything wonderful that they have done. I'm so excited about that because I just love when the kids get awards. It's so important that they be recognized. And if there are graduates, high school, or secondary education, then please make sure that you see Dania and sign up and bring her the awards. Yep. Anybody else for Children's Church or 1 week of class? Come on, if I could get about 4 people tonight, I feel like I'm taking up a $20 offering, $10 line, $5 line. If I could get you to do one Sunday, just come on and give me one Sunday. One Sunday. That's all I ask. All right, let's get into the lesson. Tonight, we are Exodus chapter 20, verse number 4. Miss Frida says she already turned hers awards in. Exodus chapter 20, verse 14 says, "You shall not commit adultery." Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Ain't that what the commercial say? Let's get into it. So when I think about this commandment, it seems similar to me of thou shalt not kill. It seems like it's one of those things we just should know we shouldn't do, right? Like it seemed like God wouldn't just have to tell us not to commit adultery. But we must recognize the importance of this commandment if God has singled it out as a part of this law that he gave. So we need to understand the magnitude of what God is saying. And so this one is sometimes a little difficult because you know how they say about relationships, sometimes they can be complicated, and it's very easy for anybody to get caught up. So let me first set the stage here tonight. We're not here to bash anybody. We're not here to hold bitter feelings and express those about anybody. We're here for all of us to get better. And we need to understand that the line between where we are now, what we're capable of, and what we might do, oftentimes we don't know what that line is. So this is not about being judgmental. This is about us learning what God has said to help to keep us from that thing. I just felt that in my spirit because sometimes we get a little judgmental about folks, but sin is sin. So judging ain't no different than adultery. I love you. So we got to understand that there is importance to this because God has called this out specifically. God takes marriage seriously. We should take marriage seriously because God takes marriage seriously. Remember, when we think about how God talks about marriage, and he talks about that as his relationship with the church. He calls the church his bride. So he talks about the importance of that relationship, of that covenant. We are his bride. And even in the Old Testament, remember the book in the Bible, the book of Hosea. It talks about the story of Hosea and Gomer. And this was a representation of God and his people, of God and the Israelites continuing to sin, continuing to be adulterous, and God having to continually take them back. And so we need to understand the gravity and the importance that God places on this. The scripture that we look at in the Old Testament that kind of reiterates this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. It says, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death." So in the Levitical law, there were serious consequences when there was adultery. So again, reiterating how serious this is. Come on and type your first repeat after me tonight and say, adultery is not a game. Come on, adultery is not a game. Stephanie, Denise, Stephanie says she can get one. She can get one. Yeah, adultery is not a game. And it talks about the seriousness of it in the Old Testament and the consequences that were executed in the Old Testament. But it's not just in the Old Testament. The New Testament speaks to it as well. If we go to the book of Galatians, Galatians 5 and 19. I didn't capture this one, so would somebody capture it for me? Galatians 5 and 19. I say that real country on it. Galatians 5 and 19 says, "Now the works of the flesh are evident, which are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, and lasciviousness." So the New Testament carries over this theme of adultery, because sometimes we like to say it was in the Old Testament, not the New Testament. Not so. The scripture I really want us to get to, here's what I'm trying to get to, my simp. At Matthew chapter 5, verse 27. Matthew chapter 5, verse 27 says, thank you, Miss Myra. "Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery." This is Jesus. He said, look, you heard that before. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's not a new law to you. That's not new to you. And he said, "But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery already with her in his heart." Now, let's just not interpret that to mean man looking at woman, also women looking at men. Y'all with me? Hey, Vic, y'all with me? So what we need to understand about adultery is that it's more than just an act. It is more than just an act. Because when we talk about this sin of adultery, this is really a matter of the heart. It's about intention. Yeah. Hey, Desmond. Yeah, it's more than just an act. This is about what's in our heart. Out of the heart come the issues of life, right? It's about what's in our heart. It's about our intention. And so one of the reasons I started with the caveat about us not judging people and not looking down on people who have committed adulteries, because I know I was going right here. Because even though we may not have committed the act, some of us have still had the thought in our heart, and some of us have had the intention. Mm. Listen, can I preach to you real hard? Because I love you. Some of us have had the thought, some of us have had the intention. The only reason we have not done it is because we have not had the opportunity. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Some of us have not had the act, but some of us have had it in our heart and we've had the intention. But the only reason that we have not committed adultery is because we didn't have the nerve. We didn't have the opportunity. They didn't want us, even though we wanted them. We didn't have the opportunity because we got a spouse that watches us too close. I'm just preaching truth. We didn't have the nerve because we were too scared we were gonna lose our house or lose our car. Had to take care of our kids by ourselves. I'm talking about the truth, Elder Dancy. Sometimes it's in our heart and we still have that intention, but the truth is we haven't had the opportunity or we don't have the nerve to do that. We're not innocent. You're not innocent. I'm not innocent just because I didn't get to sin the way that I really wanted to. That'll make my hands clean. That'll make my heart clean just because I didn't get to do it for whatever reason. If the Bible said that if I looked at them and I lusted after them, I already committed the adultery in my heart. I'm not innocent just because I didn't get to do it. I'm not innocent just because the opportunity never rose. No. That's why we can't ever judge anybody, because the way that Jesus said this, Jesus is the one that said this. The way that Jesus looked at it, he said, if you're looking at them with that intention or with that in your heart, then you did it. You did it. If I got any real people, will you raise your hand and say, I did it? I'm the first one. Raise my hand and say, I did it. It's more than just a touch. It's more than just an act. It's more than just sneaking around. It's more than just what we got caught doing. It's about what we're thinking in our mind. It's about what we really truly desire if we had our way. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about adultery. So when we think about ourselves, when we examine ourselves, because that's what we're here to do. We're not here to examine others. We're here to examine ourselves. When I examine myself, when I examine Kim, when I examine myself, what we have to ask ourselves is, why am I looking at them that way? Why do I look at them differently than I look at others? When I look at them, do I have sinful intent? I'm just talking about real questions we got to ask ourselves. When I look at them, is there a sinful craving? I'm not preaching about y'all. I'm preaching about me. I'm preaching about me. When I look at them, why am I looking at them that way? Why do I look at them and see them differently? Why do I look at them and assess them differently? Why am I looking at them in that way? I got to ask myself, when I'm looking at them for whatever reason, why am I looking at them that way? Is there sinful intent? Is there a sinful craving when I look at them? It doesn't matter if I touched them. It doesn't matter if I was close to them. It doesn't matter if I met up with them. I'm asking about what was in my heart. What was my intent? If the opportunity had arisen, what would I have done? Don't judge anybody. Don't judge anybody. Don't judge anybody. Because I think all of us raise our hand. And if we didn't, now, not only do we commit adultery in the flesh, I let that go. I'm moving on. Not only do we commit adultery in the flesh, we commit adultery to God and to our faith. Because what we do, even though we are in a relationship with God, is we look at other things and we have a desire for them, a craving for them, even if we don't do anything about it. Let's see what are some of the things that we crave, or what are some of the things that we desire. We look at the lifestyles of what we used to do, what we used to have, and we lust for it. We crave it. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about me. Sometimes walking this walk with God, seems difficult. It seems harder. It seems less fun than what it was before we had Christ. And we look at that lifestyle that we had and we want it. Truth be told, I mean, we really wish we could live that way and get away with it. Come on now. Sometimes we wish we could be footloose and fancy free and not have to think about consequences and not have to think about our witness and not have to think about who's watching and not have to think about what God is going to say. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Sometimes we look at that other lifestyle, that life we left behind, and we want it. We desire it. You can't tell me. Let me talk about me. I'm talking about me. Kim, you can't tell me that it ain't nothing that you don't miss. Baby. Come on, baby. This me you talking to. Not only that, Cassie said she finna go to bed because it's too hard. I love y'all. Listen, I'm over here sweating myself. I'm sweating myself. But let me make sure y'all understand that. Denise said she couldn't go back to clubbing because she be too sleepy. Well, Denise, baby, let me tell you something. I ain't sleep all the time. Angelica said she out. Thank you. Miss Deborah got my back. Miss Deborah always listen. If nothing else, Miss Deborah will stick by me. She shake her head at me sometimes, but she stick by me. Hey, Miss Sadie. Christian said her shoulders hurt. That's making your stomach hurt. Listen, we're here to get better. We're just here to get better. We're here to shine a light on the things that we do so that we know. That's all. That's what this faith walk, that's what this covenant is about. For all of us to get better. Y'all hear me say that every week. Now we know. Now that we know, we have a responsibility. So we commit adultery because we crave those things that we left behind. The other way that we commit adultery is that we look at what other people have and we crave it. We desire it. I'm not talking about their spouse. I'm talking about their house or their car, how their family looks perfect, or how their extended family is not messed up like ours. We look at those things and not being grateful to God for what we have. We are we desire that. We want that. We crave that. The other thing, and this one hits home for me. I don't know if it hits home for anybody else. Cassie said, yup, she down for the after party. Cassie, baby. Ooh, thank God for Jesus. Look, I ain't even Catholic. The other thing that we are adulterous towards God in is that we crave what we wanted our life to be. Let me just make it personal. Let me just make my testimony. I never thought at 50 that I'd be single and alone and in a city without my family. I never thought that. Sometimes I crave what I thought my life was going to be when I was 25, when I was 30. Sometimes I crave what I thought it was going to look like down the road. Sometimes when things haven't manifested in the way that we want them to, we are unfaithful to God because we constantly sit and yearn and we constantly sit and desire that which we thought we were going to have, what was in our will, what was in our plan, and it did not come to pass. Yeah. Anybody besides me? Crave what you thought your life would have been. Not that I'm not. Joyce said I'm doing too much. I'm going too hard tonight. I'm sweating, y'all. I mean, I'm over here sweating. I got this fan I ain't need to hold up. Whew. I'm sweating too. God done got me too. Oh Lord, turning over stuff. Yeah. What we thought our life would be. Here's where we got. I'm gonna take it out tonight. Our covenant with God is until death. Just like any other marriage covenant, marriage is a covenant. It is agreement. It is a contract. And now that we know Christ, now that we are in covenant with him, it is until death do us part. Yeah, ain't no going back. I promised the Lord that I would serve him till I die. I promised him I Will serve him till I die. Yeah, we made a covenant with God, and it is until death do us part. You do not get to be unfaithful to God. Him. You do not get to be unfaithful to God. This thing is until death do us part. We got to ride this thing with God until the wheels fall off. Come on and say no excuses. Come on, say no excuses. I need everybody to say that one. Come on, say no excuses. Thank you, Miss Mary. I pray to God, God got me. Yeah, come on, say no excuses. Miss Carolyn, Charlie, I need it. I need it myself. Come on, say no excuses. Everybody, I need everybody to say that. Me and God are ride or die. You and God are ride or die. It is until death do us part. When we came and gave our life to Christ, we made a covenant with him. We made an agreement with him. That's why we always do a second appeal at the altar to say, hey, if you have come out of covenant with him, y'all hear me say that every Sunday? If you have come out of covenant with him, then you need to come back, baby. Y'all need to renew y'all vows. Y'all need to get remarried. Do what you got to do. No excuses. We cannot break our covenant with God. We cannot be unfaithful to God just because God doesn't do what we want. Y'all know how we do. Oh, God, let me go through. So I'm just gonna go wild. I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna do what I want to do. No, we can't be unfaithful. Just like in a marriage, you can't be unfaithful to your spouse just because they don't do what you want them to do. I feel like they hit home for somebody. Like, what? We can't be unfaithful just because God doesn't do what we want him to do. We can't be unfaithful to God. This is a good one. We can't be unfaithful to God just because our relationship changes. See, a lot of times in marriages break up. I can talk about marriages breaking up because mine broke up. A lot of times in marriages break up because the relationship changes. It wasn't what it was before. It was different. These are different than they were in the beginning. Yeah. So when the relationship changes, sometimes we think then that we can be unfaithful. So when the relationship is different, sometimes when God takes us from a season of promotion to a season of stagnation, the relationship changes and we want to be unfaithful. We want to do what we got to do, whatever we want to do to get back to promotion. Sometimes when the relationship changes from promotion to stagnation, then we want to be unfaithful. Sometimes when the relationship changes from mercy to discipline, we want to be unfaithful. God, you always used to grant me mercy. God, you always used to be that salve. You always used to let me get by. And then all of a sudden, God sends discipline. The relationship has changed. The relationship has changed. So now we want to be unfaithful. You want to cheat on God just because things change a little bit. That's not how a covenant relationship works. Well, sometimes we want to be unfaithful to God because he shifts us from comfort. He's the lifter of our head. He holds us in his bosom. He rocks us. But sometimes that relationship goes from comfort to chastisement. Where he said, no, I'm not comforting you through this. You're going to go back and you're going to apologize. I'm not comforting through this. You're going to go back and make right what you did. I'm not comforting you through this. You're going to forgive them and they're not going to say. Sometimes the relationship changes, especially as we mature in Christ. The relationship changes and now God has a different way of handling us, a different way of approaching us, and we don't like it. So then we become unfaithful to God. Sometimes when we go through something, we want to switch up and cheat on God. This is too hard. God has let me be sick. God has let my child get sick. God has taken what I have. And then we switch up on him. Like, oh, no, I don't go with you no more. You ain't treating me right. You ain't doing what you used to do for me, God. I'm not being with you no more. Like, you should hold out the way you started out. God said, no. I'm trying to grow you up. I'm trying to mature you. This relationship has got to evolve. Any relationship that does not evolve is going to die. Just because I go through something, just because God didn't do what I want him to do, just because the relationship shifts or changes, does not mean that I get to be unfaithful to him. I made a covenant to God. I made a promise to God, and I told him that no matter what, I was going to stand by him. Listen, when it comes to adultery, whether that is physical adultery or whether that is spiritual adultery, we are to avoid it at all costs. Avoid it. Avoid it at all costs. Avoid it at all costs. When things get hard, when things get difficult, we are to turn to the one we're married to, not look elsewhere. If that is your spouse, if that refers to God, turn to the one you are married to. I felt that. Don't look out to the left. Don't look to the right. Turn to the one you are married to. Avoid it at all costs. Because let me tell you something, whether it is a physical marriage or whether it is our covenant relationship with God, when a covenant falls apart, it is hard to put back together. I need somebody divorced besides me in here to say amen. When a covenant falls apart, when a marriage falls apart because we looked aside, because we looked elsewhere with that intent, with that craving, with that lust, when we do that, it is hard to put it back together. If you ever been there, tell God thank you. It's hard to put back together. Look, let's go quickly before we end to the book of Revelation. I didn't capture this one either, but Revelation chapter 2. This is a scripture that makes me cry almost every time that I read it because it convicts me almost every single time. I had it on a sticky in my bathroom. Revelation 2:2. Revelation 2:2. Now when I read this, I want you to picture God saying this. Revelation 2:2. It says, I know your deeds, your hard work, and your perseverance. I know what you do. It says, I know that you cannot tolerate wicked people, that you have tested those who claim to be apostles but are not, and have found them false. He said, I see you. I see what you're doing. Verse 3, Revelation 2:3 says, you have persevered. I'm talking to you, baby. You have persevered and endured hardships for my name and have not grown weary. I told you, this forgets me every time. Verse 4, though, says, yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love that you had at first, physical or spiritual. Yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love that you had at first. I know your deeds, your hard work, your perseverance. I know that you can't tolerate wickedness, and you've tested those that are not and found them false. You have persevered. You have endured hardships for my name and have not grown weary, but yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love that you had at first. We have forsaken the love, like how we love God at first, how we worship God at first, how we loved in the beginning, how it was so intense at the beginning, how we were so devoted at the beginning, how we were so sold out at the beginning, how nobody could make us look anywhere else in the beginning, how nobody could make us stray in the beginning. He said, I saw you do all of that, but what I hold against you is you don't love me like you loved me before. What I hold against you is the way that you love me in the beginning. I don't see that same love. And that's why you're distracted. That's why your attention is taken elsewhere. That's why you are able to be pushed outside of your covenant, because you don't love me like you did at first. When I hear the Lord saying that to me, He said, you can do all the stuff, but I can see through it when you don't love me like you should. Revelations 2. Yeah, Revelation, read it in there. That's one of the ones that gets me every time. Come on, last one, and say, honor your covenant. Honor your covenant. Come on, say, honor your covenant. If it's your covenant of marriage, if it is your covenant with God, come on, say, honor your covenant. You got to love him like you did at first. You gotta love God like you did at first. You gotta serve him like you did at first. You gotta praise him like you did at first. You gotta worship him like you did at first. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. Yeah, you gotta work for him like you did at first. Honor your covenant. You made a covenant. And the issue with us is that we get so common with God. We get so used to God. We get so common with worship. We get so used to coming to church that now we got to be pumped. Now we got to be primed. Now everything has got to be just right. Now everybody's got to act just right for us to be able to treat God and worship like we did the first time. For us to pray like we used to pray. For us to set aside time to study his word like we used to. He said, I hold this against you, that you have forsaken your first love. Y'all receive that word tonight? One thing about greater joy, let me tell you something, and I'll tell anybody. That's y'all will take a hard word. Yes, y'all will. That's why when I'm out, I try to bring somebody in to hype y'all up and get y'all encouraged, because I know I be going hard. But one thing about y'all is y'all take the word. And if we take this word the way that God is giving it, God has never made me preach before like this in my life. Never. But it tells me that God has a work to do for us. And if we take, Lisa said that was rough. Yeah. But if we take this word, baby, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. We cannot be hearers only, but we must be doers. I know we're going over, but tonight we need a minute to bring it down, because I don't want you to go in your house and be like, all right, y'all ready to go? We finna go. Melinda, it was your first night. I'm sorry I had to come so hard on your first night, Melinda, but we were glad to have you. And you was jumping in, participating. We love it. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I done sweated through my hair. My tracks is wet. I love y'all. Good night.